On this channel, you see me test some of the cheapest car cleaning kits from around the UK. I featured items from stores such as Lidl, Tesco, The Range and Halfords. But one place I've never bought car cleaning supplies from is B&Q. That was until today, because I managed to get myself an incredibly cheap bundle. And this ticks so many boxes for the enthusiasts. So I wanted to see whether these new detailing products had the potential to impress me and maybe outperform the more expensive rivals. Spoiler alert, one of these actually does, and find out which one later in the video. So let me show you everything that I bought from B&Q. So we're going to start off with the wheel cleaner. I got 500 mils and I paid just £4.50 for this, which I think is very good value for money. The only cause for concern that I've got here is it doesn't say whether it's safe on all wheel types. So there's no mention of it being pH neutral, and anything that does say it's pH neutral kind of seals the deal for enthusiasts if they want to clean their car and they want that guaranteed reassurance that they're not going to cause any damage. Next we have the 5-litre pH neutral shampoo. Apparently you only need 2 capfuls with warm water, and the label says it's a concentrated formula that gives you a rich foamy lather. So there's lots of things on the back of this label which look positive, so I'm hoping this will be good enough for a budget wash. Now whenever I get car cleaning supplies, it's always nice to get something slightly bigger than 500 mils, and thankfully I have it with this snow foam. Comes from a company called McAllister. I think they make power tools at B&Q, not quite sure, but I've never heard of this before. I paid about £7.50 for this, and you use 100 mils in each time you use the foam cannon, so it only works out at 75p per wash. I'm hoping that's going to be great value for money. Amazingly, I did manage to find some cheap polish. This has been designed to remove light scratches and swirls, so I'm guessing this is a more affordable version of super resin polish. Very excited to try this one out, by the way. Speaking of restoring tired paintwork, I did manage to get myself a spray wax. Now, I'm not really a massive wax fan in general. I'm 40 years old, my time on this earth is quite limited now, so I like to get things done as quickly as possible. And with this one though, I mean, I've just given it a quick spray down here on the floor, and to be honest with you, it doesn't seem like it's a really thick texture, so I'm hoping this is going to be a relatively quick and pain-free process. So that covers the basics for the exterior. We've got 2 more chemicals here that you would use on the interior. We're going to start off with the dashboard cleaner. So it says on here that this solution has been designed to restore the vehicle's dashboard and interior trims. So when they say restored, I don't know whether they mean add any sort of dressing agents at the end. I'm not quite sure, but apparently this is a foaming spray, so you'd put it on, it would foam up, and then you would clean the dirt away with a microfiber cloth. And last but not least, we got ourselves a bog standard glass cleaner. It does nothing extra fancy, it doesn't protect the glass, it just cleans it, and ideally that's all we need from this. So we got 7 items here to put to the test. Let's get outside and give the car a thorough clean. Let's jump straight in with the wheel cleaner. What I'm going to do is just spray this on, let it dwell, and then rinse it off with a pressure washer. It's always good to see how good a wheel cleaner is without having to touch the wheels. But I am using quite a lot here. It's really watery, like really watery, so it's not going to stick to the wheels like a gel formula. But it has got, as far as wheel cleaners are concerned, a nice fruity smell. I think this will come up okay, you know. I'm going to grab the pressure washer. Like, this is what I mean. The only drawback is look how much wheel cleaner is being wasted.
There's so much runoff on that. Look at it. It's also, I know it's not very sunny, but it's evaporating it incredibly quickly.
Yeah, this is an issue. So you want to get a nice coverage to stop it drying out, but then if you put too much on, I mean, I don't think I've put too much on, but look, it's running off already. Yeah. So I'm going to have to be quick, grab the pressure washer, let's see what happens. It's not bad, is it?
It looks surprisingly good. My question is though, Dave, how much of that is the pressure washer taking the muck off and how much is the actual product?
It's 50-50. You can't have one without the other. Yeah, you could have really strong chemicals, but you still need that pressure washer to help blast it. If I just rinse the wheels on their own, initially it will look clean-ish, but by the time it's dried out, you're going to be back to square one. Right, this is the second hit. So now we can go in with a brush, because we've got rid of a lot of the dirt, which means there's less risk of any scratches occurring. After a second scrub, I came to a conclusion. Yeah, I really like this. As far as tidying up the wheel faces, yeah, I haven't got any problems. I think that's all right, you know.
That's come out really, really well.
I know it's not a gel formula, but it's actually quite nice that it's not a 2-in-1, that they haven't got that fallout remover eggy smell, which you get with wheel cleaner, because I can still smell it from the other day when we cleaned a car out here.
It's headache inducing, isn't it?
Yeah, you can really smell it. So that you can see the wheels are very muddy, so the last thing I really want to be doing is this. Although we really want to, I mean, doing this will just cause scratches to occur, so I don't really want to be doing that. I am going to give it a rinse. But you can get away with scrubbing the tyres, so it doesn't matter about the tyres. Put a brush on them, and hopefully they come up as good as new. More thoughts on that later on. Snow foam time. Oh, this doesn't look good.
Dave, come on. Look at it.
You saw me, I put 100 mils
Yeah,
in.
this is the correct ratio.
I'm still going to rinse it off because I think it will be a good idea to see whether it's actually going to work or not. I think I already know the answer to this one anyway. It turns out I didn't, because it actually surprised me. If I just pressure wash down the left-hand side, and I know you could argue and say, yep, it's a 50-50 combination of the pressure washer and the foam.
Yeah.
But I think this is pretty good.
Well, go on then, let's see.
And I'm about to prove
I don't,
why I think
all right, I'm not convinced. Let's see.
I quite like it.
Oh, fair enough,
It's
yeah.
just not foamy enough. But maybe if we try it with a different consistency again one more time,
Okay.
maybe we could make it better. Maybe. I decided to double the dilution to see if it was not only possible to get thicker foam, but also possible to get a better clean. There's no doubt about it, I definitely got thicker foam, which is what I wanted. But still, it was running off the car pretty fast. However, I did get a half-decent clean off the back of it. But the biggest question now is, can the car shampoo be any better? So it was about 10 minutes ago we filled this up with suds, we foamed it up, we charged it up with a pressure washer, like so. And it did foam up for a little bit, but it's already gone.
It's not happy, is it?
No.
It's not looking good.
Matt, there's no, look.
It's like you just, I don't know, wash it with water.
I used 2 capfuls. I did exactly.
This looks terrible, nothing's happening.
I decided to add a few more drops into the bucket. This will probably go super streaky now. Yeah, we've got a bit of suds here. When you wash a car, you can normally feel those suds, like it feels that you've got some lubricating slick layer in between.
What is this the feeling of gravel, is this?
I'm just not getting it. It doesn't feel that it wants to glide over the car, you know? I wasn't a fan of the shampoo, it simply didn't do anything for me. And I know everybody has their own opinion of what they like and dislike, but I struggled to see the point in having this one. So as far as the exterior cleaning chemicals are concerned, this was a bit of a mixed bag. My only hope now was whether the finishing products would be able to turn it around. The next item I'd like to try out is this car polish. So for those of you who are familiar with Auto Glim Super Resin Polish, picture this as a rival alternative, but for a fraction of the cost. Now, I've never tried this before. I have no idea what it's going to be like. And I'm going to try it out on a white car, and I know some of you might say, oh, you're probably better off doing it on darker paintwork. But still, I need to know for my own peace of mind, what is it like to apply? What is it like in terms of, are we going to get any powdering? And will it be difficult to buff off afterwards? The polish wasn't difficult to apply, and removing it was straightforward enough. But the real test would be whether it could tidy up the black trim. So we do have some black trim here which I can work on, these pillars, so I'll pull the camera in a moment's time and you can see for yourself. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm particularly too fussy about car scratches now. I've got to the point where I've just come to live with it, and I think you've just got to have realistic expectations, because there is no perfect roads anymore, is there? Like, if you want to have your car looking nice, even if you work on the wheels, there's a million potholes out there. And I just feel the most important thing for me right now as like a car cleaning enthusiast or detailer, whether you can still call me that, I would say is just having a car that's nice, clean, fresh, and it just looks glossy. And it looks like you've shown a bit of pride. Doesn't have to look perfect, but as long as it looks like you've given it a bit of TLC and some love, I think that's all that matters. So these swirly marks, this is just the polish which has been on there. We're now going to give it a quick wipe off with microfiber cloth, and hopefully that will reveal a vast improvement.
It wasn't amazing in terms of scratch removal, but for the typical user, they would be quite happy seeing this much gloss.
The only concern I have at the minute is not with the polish itself, it's with the bottle that it's in. Because when I go to put it down, the bottle's so thin, you almost squeeze it and it goes back up in your face. But in terms of the actual polish, is it weird that I really like it? Oh, it goes on so well, and it's just effortless to buff off.
Glass cleaning time now, and for this one, I had my work cut out.
If you look here, you can see just how many hand and finger marks there are on that glass. Hopefully, we're going to get it off in the next few seconds. I'm not really going to be able to see how well this has worked until I've done the outside, because I can see a lot of horrendous streaks on the outside from that shampoo. But we did put quite a lot in there. But we had to. We just wanted to see how thick we could get those suds. And they still didn't really go that thick, did they?
I've got to be honest, the glass cleaner was utterly brilliant.
So this isn't the traditional way that I would clean glass, by the way, because in my previous video, I did a complete beginner's how-to guide. So we did everything you can imagine, going right from the beginning to the very end if you wanted to wash your car. And we do cover glass cleaning in the video, so it does show some alternative techniques if you didn't use glass cleaner. So for this one, I've just used one cloth, but once this cloth gets too damp, then it's a no-go, because you still need to have that dry cloth to follow up if you want to get that streak-free finish. That glass is sensational. I mean, it does help that I have got one of the best glass cloths in the world, but the glass cleaner itself, it's done a terrific job. Really impressive. So what I have here is a spray wax, and it's not a case of just spraying onto the bodywork and wiping away, no. It says that you've got to spray it onto a microfiber cloth, work it into the paintwork, and then take another microfiber cloth and buff it off afterwards. So I don't know how quick and easy this is going to be, but I do like the idea of a spray wax. Basically, I love the idea of anything that doesn't take too long to apply.
Could this spray wax be a better alternative to a quick detailer?
Oh, this feels thick. So I've just gone over half of the bonnet and it's still the warmest part. So I was wondering whether I'd get any of those dry patches, and oh my word, hang on. I was expecting it to be quite tough to remove, and this is pretty effortless. I've just read the label and it says there is no real waiting time. You just literally buff it off as soon as you've applied it. I would say it's a lot harder to apply than to remove. Oh my word, this is the easiest thing I've ever had to remove. What is this? The only downside is they say you have to reapply it every couple of weeks, well, every few weeks. So I'm guessing they probably mean 2 to 3 weeks. But if you can live with that, I think what you have here is something that is tremendous.
I was surprised yet again how good this was. Now, long term, I have no idea how long it will last. But if I was judging it based on the results from this application, I would say it's a real winner. The next job on the list was for me to try out the interior cleaner, and thankfully we had lots of dirt in the gaps on the trim. And this is a foaming cleaner, which means it has the potential to pull that dirt out of the gaps. They recommend using a microfiber cloth, but to be honest, I think you'll be far better off using a scrub pad if you wanted to get deep into those little crevices.
This has got quite an overpowering smell of bubblegum to it. I used to use a company called Auto Smart back in the day when I was valeting full time when I was a lot younger, and they had a lot of bubblegum scented products and they were really good. And I'm getting the same vibe here with these ones. Now, I'm not going to put this on leather because they say you shouldn't, but anything else on this steering wheel here, It's lovely. It's not a massively high foaming chemical, and I believe me, I've used some in the past. Even if I spray a bit here. Yeah, it's definitely not high foaming like some of them. I even used one from Poundland. What was it called now? It was like Car Pride or something, and it just frothed up, but it did work wonders. This leaves a nicer finish, mind you. Again, I'm not complaining. It's good. I think the best way to describe this is it's an interior detailer that foams, because it does leave you this, there's something in the finish. I don't know whether it's silicone, but it does dress it up ever so slightly. You can see where you've been, let's put it that way. So I imagine if you were to just go nuts and literally spray like everything, then I think you'd probably have a few little greasy, sticky, streaky marks. That's why they recommend going over with the second cloth afterwards. So you've got one, well, you could, instead of using a cloth, you could just use a scrub pad. I think you'll be far better off actually doing that. But they're saying use a microfiber cloth for step 1, and then step 2, use another one, and you should be fine. I like it though, I genuinely like it. Right, let's talk money, because I'm sure you're all dying to know how much I paid for all of this. Well, it turns out I paid a very modest £36. Now, on average, the cost of a car cleaning kit is around £20 to £25. So now I'd like to take you through some of the bits I liked and disliked. I hate to start on a downer, but let's talk about the shampoo, because I wasn't a massive fan of this. The consistency was so watery, and it says put 2 capfuls in, but I just don't think it's enough. Even when you try to add a bit more, I just couldn't get it to work. Now, we did use warm water. I still couldn't get like the nice lathery, foamy effect, which is what you would expect from a normal shampoo. To be honest with you, you're far better off getting 500 mils of something that is thick and concentrated instead of spending £6 on 5 litres of something that doesn't work. Another chemical I wasn't too sure on was the snow foam, because as you saw in the footage, we sprayed it onto the car and we weren't getting that nice thick blanket that you would expect. Now, I know snow foam shouldn't be too thick, but still, this was incredibly thin. Mind you, having said that, it did clean the car up quite well. I mean, in terms of breaking down the dirt, it certainly did that. Now, when we put even more in, so we went up to 200 mils in the foam cannon, you could see it was performing slightly better, but I wouldn't say this is a proper snow foam. I would just say it's a car cleaning detergent. So yeah, this costs £7.50, and you could say, okay, it's 75p per wash, but I think you've got to put twice the chemical in to make it work. The wheel cleaner and the polish, I wasn't really convinced. I mean, they were okay, and they're going to be able to do a fairly average job at best. But one thing I noticed after we were filming, I pulled the car out into the direct sunlight, and there was a few patches on the bonnet where the temperature got quite warm because we previously had the engine running, and it was just almost like it didn't want to come off, so it did require a bit of elbow grease. So it wasn't a massive fan. If you are going to get that, don't use it in the direct sunlight or warm conditions. Now, there's 3 chemicals I liked, but one of these I absolutely loved. But we're going to start off with the ones that I like, and it was the spray wax, which was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was the best thing I've ever used, but it did give me a nice gloss. I would say this felt more like using a quick detailer. In terms of protection, I'm not going to hold my breath. It did rain the following day since we were filming this, and there wasn't exactly what I would call water beads on the car. The next product that I really liked was this interior cleaner. Now, I wasn't having high hopes for this one. I thought this was going to be a really greasy spray. Wasn't sure whether it would be able to clean or not. I just genuinely thought it was a silicone spray. But then as soon as we started using it, it was a foam cleaner. You could see it was lifting out the dirt, and we did get an unbelievable finish. Out of the 7 chemicals that we tested, there was one standout winner for me, and it has to be the glass cleaner. This was absolutely spectacular, and I kid you not, it's probably one of my favourite glass cleaners that I've ever used. And I would even go as far to say that this is better than some of the bigger brands that I've tested. Now, I put the car outside this morning, direct sunlight, blue sky for once, and I saw no streaks at all. I was really impressed with the way that it went on and it buffed off, and there was just no greasy residue. I don't know how they've made it, but whatever they've done, it's absolutely brilliant. If you're brand new into the world of car cleaning and perhaps you want to know how to wash your car from scratch, I have a dedicated video that covers everything you need to know. We look at chemicals, tools, tips and tricks, and then I take you through the entire process to washing your car properly. If you want to see that video, you can go and watch it right here.